So you were wondering how many houses I have, and I really can't even remember exactly, but this is one of the more recent ones I made. It's one of those desert temples that I stumbled upon, and I converted into a house, a little bit of a base. I've got my enchantment table. I added this pyramid on with trees and this pillar. I thought it looked cool. I just thought it was a neat effect, so I built that glass pyramid. So I made this bigger because it just felt too small, and I wanted it to be bigger. But other than that, I just took it over. I put in some railings, and like I said, I built that pyramid back there and did a little landscaping. And that right there is the train track that takes me from here back to the main base. I really just came down here to repair it because it was damaged. A creeper blew it up, and I was one of the things I wanted to do. So I'm going to head back to my main base now, and I just want to show you. So that's the desert house, the old temple. It's really out kind of by itself. There are tunnels down underneath it that I use to mine, but that's not very exciting. So I built these railroads kind of the same way. I built a cobblestone causeway, I guess you'd call it, and then I put the track on that, and it's really not, it's time consuming, but it's worth it for traveling back and forth when you start doing different bases and exploring. It's nice to be able to, once you decide you want to build a base in an area, to be able to get back more quickly, back and forth, than running. So I end up building these. This is just one leg. There's a much larger section that actually runs on a big rectangular loop around my original world. This is kind of something I did more recently. So this is not exactly exciting video, but it just gives you an idea of, you can see it's trying to keep up with rendering. With this texture pack, it's tough. It has a tough time. The computer, it's a pretty powerful computer, and it still has a tough time. It's too bad too, because this is really cool scenery. That's one reason I built this. I intentionally built the railroad through like these stone elevated areas because I think they look really, really sweet. So that's why I go there. You can see changes in the biomes and where the biomes change, you know, the desert and the snow, and then here's jungle. We're going to go through jungle. That's really cool. And then this is unique. This train is unique because most of the other one is above ground the entire time. This one is not. It's above ground at this section, but real shortly here, that's a little cabin I built while I was working on this. Really shortly here, it's going to dive underground and head back toward the main base. So it gets really kind of boring after that, but it doesn't take very long. You can see this cairn I built down here. I did that a lot early on so I wouldn't get lost. I built cairns pointing, you know, big arrows and stuff. There's a stairway that goes down into the part of the dungeon right there that I built. Because I got really lost one day down underground, so I just dug my way out, and that's where it popped up. So here we go. We're going to dive underground and speed up a lot. Because it's all to be able to boost the train, the minecart the other way. It's got a lot of power tracks, so going this way it just picks up a lot of speed. So you can see this is a pretty long tunnel. It's a long way between the two places. I think it's a kilometer, maybe. I should have hit the button, but I didn't. Oh, that was a monster sound. I missed one. I'll have to go back and get him later. But the train just flies along in this underground path. You can see a couple places where I've done some exploring. There were some stairways and some open areas where I looked for diamonds, or just kind of heard monster noises and stopped and jumped out so that I could see what it was. And pretty soon here we're going to be breaking into the end of the main tunnel system. This is another little exploring part. So now here's another exploring part. So I do a lot of that where I just kind of dig and hear something and I just dig around and try to see what I can find, mine diamonds. Yes, I know this is boring. Kind of. But we're almost back. So then you can imagine how long it took to dig this tunnel and put all this track down. But this would be way slower if we had to walk all the way back, trust me. You can't even, I don't think you can even do it. So here we are, we're going back up to the main base. And you'll be able to see, like, here's some stuff, there's a monster grinder over there, and you can see I've lit all this up and dug all this out, and I spent a lot of time initially down in this area. This was my original. So we're rolling home, we're almost back. We're going to come to a sliding stop. That is a dispenser for minecarts. It has minecarts in it. In case I don't have any with me, I can hit that button and it pops a minecart out on the track, so I don't have to always have one down here. And I originally had that loaded, and obviously I can put that back in there. And then if I come down here later and I forgot a minecart, I just hit the button and I have a minecart. So that's what that's for. So that's one thing you can use dispensers for. Pretty handy. So this is the basement of the base, and like I mentioned before, I usually go straight down so that I can just pop up if I want to mine for diamonds or whatever. I don't want to have to spend a lot of time traveling. You want to be able to just go up and down really quick on a ladder, or like I mentioned, you don't even need a ladder to go down. You can build a pool and jump down into water. That works good. Saves you some time so you don't have to go up and down. That's it. Back in the base. And like I said, you can see that there's that train track is not connected to this train track, but there's a whole nother train minecart track that runs a really long way that way and goes in a big loop and comes back around this way. So it goes in a big loop, like a big, huge train set. But that's it for now. Hope you thought it was cool, and maybe if you have any questions about how to set one of these huge things up, I can show you. There's some other cool things I'll show you later about the train up here. There's a train switch up here, so the train can go 2 different directions up at the top of the hill. And maybe I'll show you a couple more houses and do a lap around probably not in one video though, but maybe we'll do a lap around the world and see what houses look like. I haven't visited some of them in quite a long time, so it'd be pretty interesting to just take a look. So I hope you liked it. Hasta la vista.